You guys having a good time today? Give me a scream!
Yo, what's up? We're back for another one. I'm your king, the Whiskey King, and this is my jester. So we appreciate you joining us again today. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And we're also on Instagram. Check us out at
Whiskey King Reviews. I had the stomach virus going around.
Oh yeah?
Hit me hard, dude.
Shit.
Real hard.
Like you couldn't get off the toilet?
It would be like I was afraid to fart.
I know they really want to know about your bowel movements.
Yeah, no, I mean, well,
just
throwing it out there.
So I don't know if you noticed, we're in a little bit different attire today because we have a special edition of Whiskey King Reviews. He's a little itchy. I'm not so itchy, but I'm an official full lederhosen so everyone can see it. We're doing a special review on some whiskey imported from Germany. My grandfather and my great-grandfather both passed away when my father was 3 years old. Every Sunday after church, they'd go for drinks and have cigars. And when I was doing my family history, it sparked a resurgence, some of those traditions and celebrating Oktoberfest. In my early 20s, both me and the jester started to get into Oktoberfest, and for me, it was always to commemorate that side of the family. Cheers to Rudolf Johann Hauser and Willy Rudolph Hauser. So today's whiskey is brought to us by, let's see if the jester can pronounce this one.
Slyrs
Es ist kein Scotch. Es ist kein Bourbon. Es ist ein Schliersee.
Schliersee.
Yeah. So the slogan in German translates to English, it's not a Scotch, it's not a bourbon, it's a Schliersee. It goes back from the year 779. 5 monks from Ireland and Scotland founded a monastery in Bavaria in the region known as the Schliersee. Back in 1994, there was a trained brewmaster and distiller called Florian Stetter. He went on a study trip to Scotland with his master and colleagues. He is surprised by the similarities he discovers with his homeland of Upper Bavaria. The clear water, the wonderful pure mountain air. There's some challenging stubbornness of the Scots, which strikes him as very Bavarian. So much Scottish-Bavarian crossover and his visits to world-famous distilleries in the Speyside region inspired Florian Stetter to envision a single malt whiskey from Upper Bavaria. He and his colleagues bet a crate of wheat beer that the first-class whiskey can be distilled in Upper Bavaria. Because let's face it, you think of Oktoberfest, you think of Germany, you think of beer.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand.
Right? But here's the thing, when you go to Oktoberfest, they have spirits to drink as well. It's not just beer. They use Ozark, Missouri, American oak from World Cooperage for their barrels. They're going to be utilizing that fresh, mineral-rich spring water. Everything is typically going to be 100% barley on all these mash bills. There's 3 different bottles that we have here today. So the first one is going to be what they call their 51, okay? So again, all similar mash bill. This is just going to be at 51%. So this is a Bavarian single malt, okay? They all have a peculiar like wood top, which is nice. These other 2 are more of their limited offerings. So this is going to be their 12-year rendition, where the standard is approximately about 6 years. This is going to be at a lower proof, so like, you know, low and slow aging, 12 years, 43%. And then the last one we have is a very interesting one. This is called the Slyrs Mountain Edition. It's going to be coming in at 50%, again, all same 100% barley mash. They take a bunch of barrels, but they'll load it onto a ski lift. They'll bring it up to the Bavarian mountains.
Really? All the way
1,501 meters.
Get out of here.
Bring it all the way up to age it. Once it hits its maturation state, they'll bring it back down for bottling.
Huh.
So it's aged at a very high altitude. So it'll be interesting to see. We're going to be tasting these blinds, so we don't know which one's which, A, B, C. So are we ready to get into this?
Yeah, let's fucking do it.
Let's get A first. Try to split it. Okay. Here we are.
Whoa.
Ooh, it's fruity nose, man. I'm getting like an immediate raspberry.
You think that's from the barley that they used?
Hard to say. I don't know which one's which, but we'll find out at the end. We'll grade it. How it thumbs out.
Yeah, 100,
Yeah,
100%.
it's a nice inviting nose.
Yeah.
Let's see if it tastes the same. It's not a scotch.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a bourbon. It's a Slyrs.
Slyrs.
Very
it's
unique.
Definitely, yes, 100% unique, like its own signature offering. You know?
Correct. It doesn't taste like a scotch, but it's scotch inspired. And it definitely doesn't taste like a bourbon. And this one's not smoky. It's more like fruity, spicy, smooth. It's fruity and spicy for me on the palate.
I'm getting a lot of berry notes coming through.
Yeah, I would say the same.
All sorts of berries. Raspberries,
Dingleberries. Nah.
blueberry.
I'm going to give that a thumbs up on the palate.
Only objection I would have to this is I feel like the finish dissipates too quick.
As actually, you took the words out of my mouth. So the finish for me is going to be a meh.
Meh.
It's good, and I
It's
think you'll
not
enjoy it.
across the board.
Now we're doing pour B. See what that is. Less fruity on this one. There's actually less going on in this nose.
I am getting a slight fruit note, but there's something
way
else.
less.
Exactly. There's something else that's kind of cutting it in half, but I can't quite put my finger
It's
on
like
it.
a maltiness.
Like a barnyard almost.
Yeah,
smell or
barnyard.
something.
Like a hay almost. Weird. This one is not super inviting on the nose. I'm going to give this one a meh on the nose.
Yeah.
All right, let's go for the palate, see if it tastes different. I can tell by the taste and the finish is longer, but I wonder if that's because of the stronger proof. So palate for me, there's not a ton going on in this one. It's kind of similar to what we smelled on the nose, where it's like hay, barnyardy, malty, but it's more single noted. The first one we tried was definitely a lot more multifaceted in its flavor profile. I'm sticking with A as our favorite.
I think it might pair well with the smoke.
It could. Try it out. See what you think.
I got Seneca here.
All right.
Indians, #1 finest.
We'll give it a shot.
cigarette.
Let's see. I'm doing some Dijon blacks.
Got that Latin heat to it.
It actually goes a little
Does
better
it
with a
pair
smoke.
better? Really?
Yep. For me, the most noticeable thing on this is the finish. Almost maybe a thumbs up on the palate, but I'm leaning more towards a meh. I'm like maybe like a softy thumbs up, and then definitely I'll give it a thumbs up
on the finish.
On the finish for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. I'm gonna take a guess and say the first one we had was the 51, maybe. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure though. I don't
Wait,
think
that's the 60 and the other one's the 12?
this is the younger one.
I'm gonna say that's A.
A? Okay.
But I could be wrong. What do you think?
I think I agree with you, but the proof has me mixed up. Because this says it's 43%. You know, so I don't know. I'm gonna find out.
Fuck.
And this one's 50. I mean, maybe it could be this one. Yeah.
Then that's the
Mountain edition.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
the Alps.
let's drink this one.
Oh yeah. Don't smoke cigarettes. Well, I'm a bad example.
Yeah.
Whatever.
This one's a little similar nose to the last one, but better. The first one was way more
This one's
fruity.
very light on the nose, though, right? I'm almost like. Hold on.
Whoa! You have to do like, yo, is that what they call the reverse snot rocket? This one seems like a combination of the first two, where it's subtle in its fruit, but I'm getting like that barnyard hay maltiness mixed with hints of
Off
fruit.
the smell alone, I think it's the one in the Alps.
The mountain edition one?
Because I almost get like an Arctic type smell in the very back. It's very light and barely there, but I am getting something like that.
I would give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Nicer mouthfeel, and it's a perfect combination of the first two. It's fruity, it's spicy, it's that German funkiness that we've been getting, that barnyard malt, really tasty. Has
But
a nice.
there's that third thing going on.
That's
with
like
it, right?
indescribable. It's really interesting,
It's
very
hard to
unique.
Pinpoint what the hell it is.
Because we've never had anything like this.
Huh.
For me,
Easily my favorite though as well.
you agree?
100%.
All right, so thumbs up, palate, and finish for me, easy. A had the best nose.
100, yeah.
Okay, B and C I think are tied for the finish, but this one has the best
Overall.
the best palate and the best finish, but with the second best nose. For
Takes it as the winner.
Yeah, so choose that. Similar to how Napa
Liquid
Valley
gold in a
says
bottle.
it's like, it's poetry in a bottle. Wine and whiskey are similar in that regard, where there's so many different factors that culminate into the taste profile that you're experiencing as you drink it.
This is a good drinker though.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Mountain Edition for C.
Yeah, yup.
All right, now it's a toss-up with A and B.
I'd go with the younger one for the A. But you may think
I
different.
know, I don't know, man, because you know what got me is the proof. dude.
It's throwing you off.
I'm not sure. All right, let's turn it over. What's your final answer?
That's mine. A, B, C.
All right, let's see.
100%.
Let's see.
Now I could be wrong. You know, most of the time I am. Well, yeah, you got it right.
I got it right.
I got it wrong.
You got it wrong. It's
Yeah.
because of the proof. So A,
All right.
A was the limited edition
Wow.
Schliersee 12 year, the more fruity notes.
Huh. So really, the longer it aged, the more that fruit note came out.
Correct. Yep.
Wow.
B
Impressive.
was their younger 51%.
That's interesting.
So that's why I think it had a better finish because of the proof.
More of like the farm note. Yeah, that threw
Farm
me off.
barnyard,
That
and then-
totally threw me off.
And then C was
Huh.
correct as the mountain edition, and C was our favorite.
Yeah,
So
easy.
now you're probably curious, where are you going to find this stuff? So
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen this before.
yeah, if you go to Schliers's website, you just Google Schliers, SLYRS. It'll translate it from German to English, and you can find some websites to import it. Typically, to give you like a price range with importation, I think the Mountain Edition cost me maybe about $200. Okay, obviously it's a little bit more because you got the Euro to
Shipping
US
and
conversion
all that
and shipping and
garbage.
stuff, but if you want something really unique that pays homage to a unique terroir that you've never tried before, this is a cool offering.
Because you could sip it and enjoy it like a whiskey, but
Yeah.
it's unlike any whiskey you've had.
Yeah. Now,
You know?
if you could only buy one, I'd probably go with the Mountain Edition. If you could buy two, I'd go with the 12 year and the Mountain. Cheers to our German ancestors who we never got to meet. Oktoberfest doesn't have to always be about beer. It could be about whiskey too. And these guys have shown us that Germany can be more than just good beer. It can be some good whiskey as well. Because not many people would think of Germany for that. Cheers to you, Gramps. And cheers to
Cheers,
yours.
Gramps.
Drink responsibly. We hope you enjoyed. Till next time.